not too long ago, so I slept in today. It was pretty nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, right. All right, so hi Sean. Welcome to the Attention Harlot podcast. Good to see you.
Hi.
Um,
Hi. Attention, Harlot. Such a great name.
yeah, I'm a big fan of like Harley Quinn, and I just thought it was like a catchy title. It was just a fun, play on words, so why not? So we,
Indeed.
we met, I don't know if you remember, we met very briefly in New York right after you performed. You probably don't remember. You were sitting at the bar, you had just crushed on stage in New York, and I was like, "Oh my, you did so well." I was like, I just came up to you and I was like, "Wow, like that was amazing." You don't remember, do you?
Wait, what? No, wait. Well, that happened so often. No, I'm kidding. Where was it? Do you remember?
It was somewhere in New York, and it wasn't the Cellar because I know you do the Cellar. I want to say it was like New York. I don't even remember where it was. Somewhere in New York though. But I saw you
I,
perform, and I
hmm.
saw the response of the audience, and I don't see many comedians get that kind of response from the audience. I'm always impressed when comics can do that.
I mean, no,
So
I do. I think, and I'm actually seeing your face right now. I'm pretty sure it was New York Comedy
I've been
Club.
around. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like because
Like
that's a
that.
great one too. There's like the Cellar is awesome, obviously. There's but New York also has New York Comedy Club, The Stand,
What?
Gotham.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got a lot of
I
great comedy clubs
I lived
too.
there for a year. I miss it. I want to tour myself. You tour all the time. You tour a
I do.
lot. And you've been doing this. I looked you up some more. You've been doing this a long time. You've been doing stand up a while, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
indeed.
awesome.
I've been around. Yeah.
Been
Um,
around.
yeah, like the Cellar. Wait, was that the Cellar? I mean, Cellar's great. I'm trying to think. Anyway, now I'm just. This is you could
Yeah.
focus on like trying to remember one detail, but yeah, like I mean, hey, it's
And you're in LA now currently because you're about to shoot something for Comedy Central.
yeah. We're doing a thing on Thursday. No, I'm sorry, Wednesday at the I can't remember the name of the freaking place. It's like a Comedy Central does this thing where they'll just rent out venues and turn them into
Right.
comedy clubs. You know,
Right. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, they've had a
it
few
is.
spots. I feel like I feel like Comedy Central people are kind of bashing them for a while, but I feel like they're getting better again as far as like booking their comics and the specials that they're putting out. That's just I think they're trying to get better talent. That's what I see
Yeah,
anyway. So I think they're doing like a better job.
they're trying, and like
Yeah.
they're smaller and more mobile now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're not this big. Like they've got the Daily Show, they've got South Park, and they've got comedy, stand up comedy, which is almost like a good thing. You're like, okay, cool. You guys have like stripped it down to the basics
It's
again.
It's interesting. Also, you have a special streaming on Peacock. I was just thinking there's so many like opportunities now for the
Mm-hmm.
competing streaming services, and you're on like a bunch. So I think it's a great time, what you say, for us comedians to be
Yeah,
like showcased almost like
yeah. I mean, there's so many. Like, I think the thing that's interesting that I see a lot with younger comics that I don't quite understand. Okay, I understand, but I just don't think it's a healthy way to think. I feel like there's a lot of people who like need the validation of being on a certain streaming service or even being passed at certain clubs. Like, I
mm,
meet people all the time who are or I know people who are successful comedians in their own right. Like they have a
yeah,
fan base, they tour constantly, they make a living doing off their art, but they still like want to move to New York or and get past at the Cellar, or they want to move to LA and get past at the store, or they need to go do Rogan's Club, or they feel like, oh, they've got this massive
you
following
have
on
to get a
YouTube,
certain
but
yeah.
they just want this Netflix special. It's like, why? And I get like there's a prestige, but that prestige is not real. It's a
Mm.
bullshit idea. It's like the fans and the people in that audience and the people who like what you do. That's the only people that matter. That's the prestige.
On that note, because I wanted to talk to you about that, I feel like are
Hmm?
you the type of person, because you've been doing this so long that you have been just more focused on your art and your talent and
Hmm?
gathering fans and just kind of do it like you have a joke about being hazed in a fraternity that I love, that joke that you do. What do you say you call it, like Nuna, you make a joke about
Oh,
Nina,
Sigma Nigma Nu.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sigma Nigga new, like you
Sigma
make.
Nu. They're an actual in LSU. They're an actual friend.
Oh, is that right?
Well, they
Do
were.
you find, I mean, are you the type of comic, do you hang out with other comics? Or are you just kind of focused on your own craft like this whole time? Like as far as that
I
goes, far as
Sure.
getting like,
No, you have I have friends. You have your friends in comedy scenes, and I have like I try and meet as many people as I can. I like meeting younger comics. I like meeting older comics. I like meeting everyone. And I like hanging out with my friends. I Comedy scenes are important to a degree, to a certain point, but then also they can be catty, gossipy, high school bitch worlds, and
right.
I can't be a part of
Is
that stuff
that,
anymore. So like,
yeah,
uh,
that's right.
you
I've
know,
seen a lot of that too, and I've experienced some of that. It's like interesting. Have you had any kind of like beef with other comics coming up, or have you? I mean, has that happened?
yeah, I mean, I, I I avoid that kind of shit. Like,
You just
I
avoid
got out of high school for to stay out of high school, and
it. Yeah,
like, if any comics ever had beef with me, they've never said it to my face. So like,
I don't.
I just,
Too.
I don't think there's any, I don't think there's any reason. I mean, look, there are people out there who are really catty fucking assholes, and some of them have careers, and
Yeah.
a lot of their fans are other catty assholes, and you just got to realize, like, at a certain point, you sort of, if you stay true to yourself as a creator, as an artist, as a comic, which everyone should do, it's a number one thing. You sort of get a fan base of people who are like you, like minded, like you, and I feel like it's just all about making that connection with those people and not paying attention to any of the other bullshit because there's
Love it. Yeah.
so much other bullshit.
There is, isn't there? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. There
it's
is.
ridiculous.
It can be tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you yeah, no, you're doing great. I mean, I feel like you're in a way, I wondered, some people were saying you're like underrated and stuff, but I think you are getting the recognition now. I think there's something to be said with not quitting or like not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just keeping at it. And eventually I think I see people rising up and they do get the credit. Like the credits will come, like you were saying,
Yeah.
if you're just doing your art, eventually the
Well,
credits.
yeah, it's like it's all about, look, I mean, yeah, there are people I know who have, been doing this as long as me, some not nearly as long, but people who are, selling out arenas and selling out theaters and selling out, fucking larger theaters. And I'm doing clubs and smaller venues. But like that's the thing. Like for me, I never tried to focus too much on the fact how many tickets were being sold, just the fact that tickets are being sold. And like I sell more tickets incrementally every like I sell more tickets every year and I meet more fans every year and I feel like I get better every year. And
Nice.
to
Yeah.
me, like what else is the fucking goal? Like it's like
Yeah.
I love being on this journey. And yeah, like do I want to be selling out do I want to be selling
No,
150,000 tickets a year? Of course I do. And I'll get there eventually. But
nice. Yeah.
it's a lifelong
It's a journey.
it's a journey. And like
Yeah.
I'm very happy and
I
grateful where I'm at.
I've talked to some comics and they don't ever want to be famous. I think there's some comics that are fine with like and I
Yeah.
get it because it's being in the spotlight. I mean I yeah, I've had experiences with it recently and it can be pretty intense. So
Well, yeah, like not everybody wants to be Elvis Presley. Some people just want to be
yeah.
Elvis Costello, you know?
Yeah, right, right.
You
But
know?
so you're fine with like achieving more. So as far as like building a fan base, what kind of, I guess your writing style too is like slightly different. Like I've seen moments where you have like a unique style, right? Your own style. I mean, how do you find your voice? How do you write jokes or kind of where do you, yeah, how do you,
I mean, it's that's a difficult journey for anyone. Because like, right now it's very trendy to do crowd work and post
hmm,
crowd work clips. And like, while I do understand that and why I get why that, you get that pop on Instagram, you get that pop on TikTok, you get those followers on YouTube. I also just I don't think any of that. It's not what I like to do. It's not for me. I also know firsthand from a lot of club bookers out there that that doesn't necessarily translate into ticket sales
hmm,
because if people can see what you do enough of it online,
right.
they're less they're less if it's just sort
Hmm,
of the same kind of shit over and over again, they're going to be less likely to want to see it live. I'm of that Bo Burnham mentality of he said this once in an interview of like put stuff out there when you think it's ready. And
Mm, yeah.
I've always been that
I
guy.
had
I've
a
always been
mentor tell me that. That's good
yeah.
advice. Sure. Yeah.
I've always been a quality over quantity person. And
Mm,
I mean that even like I would rather uh, sell 50,000 tickets a year to quality people than 200,000 tickets a year to a bunch of fucking assholes who just want me to ask what they do for a living so that they can, shoehorn in some lazy fucking dumb joke about how their
yeah.
wife or how their wife is a lesbian. And you're like, who cares? Like, is
Yeah.
that fucking interesting? And like, I do think as an artist, it's never about giving the audience what they want. I know that sounds crazy, but I think when you
Mm.
start giving an audience what they want, then you let
Well,
the
because
audience.
now we see audiences are like throwing stuff at performers, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
Well,
what's
also
going on?
like
Like, yeah.
when you start letting the audience dictate what you do, you are no longer creating. You're not creating anymore. You're just placating. You're just pandering.
Yeah. They're
I'm a
trying
firm
to
believer in
cancel
give the
us for
audience
saying stuff.
right.
Yeah.
I think it's all about giving the audience what you want, and sometimes
Mm.
that's risky, and sometimes it may turn them away. But then a lot of times it makes them go, "Oh, this person's a real. This is a real
Right.
thing, a real human," and they come to you, and like that takes time. So with
If I do,
writing, yeah,
yeah, if I do crowd work, I'll do it at the end because if I give them too much,
smart.
like you said, control in the beginning, I feel like it's gonna get out of hand, but it's like too much, But
Yeah, crowd work at the end is cool too. And like do what works for you. I don't think anybody's right or anybody's wrong. I just personally don't. It's not for me.
yeah.
But like I think once you find your style or once you find your voice, which takes time, you have to trust it. Finding it's not necessarily the hardest part. Trusting it is the hardest part because you've got to know in those moments when it's like this is not going well. I'm having a bumpy set. I can revert to something I know works, or I can start asking
Yeah.
them what they're, or
On that note, when you try a new joke, how like if it doesn't maybe it doesn't land quite like you want, or like it's funny, like you get some laughs, how much do you keep doing it? Or when do you ever throw jokes out or do you keep
never. I never throw
no?
jokes away. Never. I don't believe in that concept of like killing your babies or whatever. Like, even though I'm very pro choice in real life, I say kill the shit out of your babies if you want to in real life. but artistically speaking, no. I feel like if something catches me and I'm like, ooh, that's funny. I
You're
have
like you
jokes.
feel like I'm the artist. You feel
Yeah,
like you yeah.
I have bits that I shelved for like a decade, and then like later on going through old notes or going through it, and like, oh, what about that? And because time has gone by, my sense of your sense of humor develops. It not develops, but just matures and it evolves. So then you're like, oh, and then you look at it a different way, and you're like, oh, wait, what if I did it like this? And then now it's explosive. So it's also why the way I write, the topics are pretty evergreen and constantly evolving. That's why I avoid a lot of basic topical.
You have
Excuse me.
original ideas for sure. Now you have a
Yeah.
lot of original ideas, so I think that's
Well,
that's
thank
really
you.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I avoid topical stuff. I'm like, there's 100 comedians out there right now covering, fucking Barbie or talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Like, I don't care. I don't.
You just
I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm working on my own shit. I got my own ideas. So everyone else is going to cover this stuff, and great. And some people are going. And like, I'm not saying topical humor is bad. There are some
yeah.
amazingly brilliant joke writers who do that stuff, but that's just I do something different. You know?
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing what else you come up with and what else you develop. You've done a lot of
Yeah.
comedy festivals too. What have been your favorite
Yes.
comedy festivals to do? Do you like doing the comedy festivals? Do
Oh
you
yeah.
feel like that helped your career to like network and get in front of industry and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I love comedy festivals, but I love them for a different reason because I just think it's like they're fun when you get like a group of comics who you may know everybody, you may not know anybody, but it's fun. You're all in town, you're all celebrating this thing that everybody loves doing, and whatever city you're in kind of
Like the
like
energy
embraces
of it,
that.
or yeah.
Yeah. And the advice I can give to any younger comic or two is like, don't try and get in front of industry. That's a dead idea. Like the
Mm,
industry, for example, is just as online as we are. Okay.
mm,
If you
Yeah, they
are
don't really come out, do they? Yeah, they don't.
no, they're not. And if and here's the thing, and if they're going to festivals,
Mhm.
7 times out of 10, they're not going to the fucking shows. They're hanging out at the after parties. They're going to see one show. They're going to, you know what industry's doing? They're going to see the one comedian who's already got all of the
Who's
attention.
already?
You
Yeah.
understand? And this is not a diss to like
Yeah.
industry. I know some
No, but
good
that's
people.
true. That's yeah.
Yeah. I know some good people in the industry, but the industry works as a very monkey see, monkey do basis. They work in a very like, ooh, what's already hot? And they all just follow that one trend. So it's like rarely are they ever really looking for brand
For
new.
talent or yeah, yeah.
But when they are, they're doing it all the time. See what I'm saying? So like
Mm.
they're not, it's not like you getting on a festival is going to be your one shot in front of the industry. If you are just constantly putting out good
I
shit and
haven't
being
done, I
hilarious,
mean, I haven't done
they'll
a
find you.
festival. Yeah, I might do a festival. I mean, we'll see. I definitely want to tour more. Do you
Have
so
you
yeah,
never done a festival before?
no, no.
Oh, they're
I
fun. They're a
might.
lot
I
of fun.
might do one. Yeah.
You
I'm thinking
should. The
about
fun comes in like the camaraderie of like we're all doing this comedy thing, and then you're
it.
meeting
Yeah.
people and
I think
seeing
it'd be
like
cool.
the fun of festivals for me is more about meeting other comics because that's where I
Right.
meet a lot of comics that I don't know, and some of my lifelong friends I've met at festivals. That shit's fun. You should definitely do the festivals.
Yeah, I should. I should more. So where are you touring next? Are you doing you're always like touring all over.
Well, I was just in Colorado at a place called the Comedy Fort, which is an amazing, amazing venue. Um, I am actually not going to be touring for the next few months. After on later this week, I go to Atlanta for a few months. I'm going to be filming something for for 12 weeks.
There's like 50 shows in Atlanta. I just got an agent in Atlanta. There's so much going on in Atlanta.
Everything
It's
films in Atlanta. Everything
yeah.
films in
Is
Atlanta
that
now.
interesting?
Well, tax breaks and
Yeah, tax breaks.
everything, and Georgia. Georgia kind of has the landscape similar to California. Like you got mountains, you got coasts, you got cities. They can make it look. They got studios built everywhere now, so it's going to be like that for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I'm going to be. I'm not going to
Nice.
be touring again till May, and I don't. We're organizing dates now, so I'll post all of that very soon. If you follow me on like my Instagram account, which is where we connected, Mr. Sean Patton, or my website, meseanpatton.com. I post on as soon as stuff's ready, I'll be posting. But I
Nice. Nice.
tour I tour constantly. I love it. I love it. It's fun.
I want to tour more. I think yeah, I'm trying to book. I kind of miss. I love traveling. So
Did you stop?
I mean, it's just hard to kind of with like money. I find a lot of comics go into debt trying to try like tour, and it can be
Yeah.
hard to juggle financially. Honestly, I mean, like unless it, do you know what I mean? So, but I think if you could find a way to book a bunch of headlining gigs and make it work for you, then it makes sense. But if you're
Yeah.
losing money, it's like, and I know comics lose money touring. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like just to say you're touring, but yeah, I did
Oh
like the
yeah.
West Coast and Connecticut, but I'm looking at maybe like Texas, Vegas again, stuff like that. But yeah,
Wait,
um,
did you spend time in Vegas?
I love Vegas because I actually they gave me money to do it. This was before I was headlining. They paid me, and I thought that was so rad that they gave me money, and like that's something a lot of comics don't get right away. So is any kind of
What's interesting is Vegas right now is going through like the largest comedy boom it's ever gone through.
is that right? Maybe because the seller's there. Like I don't
Well,
know. Like
the
you and they
seller's there, but
got Jimmy
there's a
Fallon and Brad Garrett. Yeah.
Wise Guys opened up 2 clubs,
Mm,
so like
okay.
there's a lot of clubs there now,
There's like
and
more.
yeah,
Cool. I need to do yeah, hit up some more clothes then. Hell yeah.
yeah,
Um, all right. Well, ask me a question.
I will. I'll wait. How long have you been doing stand up?
I'm going on 11 years now.
Hell yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
11 years. You got
I just
chops.
I found right when I hit around 10 years, I feel like I really started developing. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I really became like I started was able to do the crowd work and stuff, but more than, before. Like you just
Uh,
I grew up performing, so I've always been comfortable on stage, but it's like a new level of being super comfortable up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's
of
like,
course.
yeah.
Wait, what do you mean you grew up performing?
Yeah, figure skating, ballet, stuff
No
like that.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So can
So
you stand on your toes, whatever that thing that's called?
yeah, I could do like spins and jumps and stuff like that.
You should make that a whole new thing. Do like ballerina comedy. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing like a figure skating sketch recently, like a comedic sketch, but I didn't want to get like arrested. The thing I was trying to do, I didn't want to get like, I don't know, banned from the ice rink and like scare
Wait, what were
people.
you gonna do?
I was gonna just basically skate around and I don't know. I was just thinking about doing some kind of comedy thing, but I was like, this could get
Oh,
dicey.
okay, I see what
Like,
you're saying. Like man on the street, but woman on the ice kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, people are doing like sketches. I mean, there's so many things we. It's like podcast. I don't know. I know I do some sketches, but I want to focus like you. I want to focus on my art and my stand up more than anything. I think like you said,
Yeah,
I think that still holds a lot of weight and value, and I think people are I think audiences also are recognizing that more again. They're kind of like, wait, you know what I mean, from the gimmicks to the real. That's what I see. They want to see real stand-up art again. So
yeah.
um
Well, there'll always be room for both if we're being honest. Like there'll always be stuff out there that like catches fire on the socials that's really dumb and simple and basic and people love it and then there'll always be the great perform. You always see someone who's doing something awesome but maybe not getting as much attention on social media, but that's the balance. And like as long as you just are able to accept who you are, what you do, and love it, everything else falls into place.
nice. I love it. That's
Everything
good
else falls
advice.
into
That's
place.
great. That's great advice. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I
congrats
know
on
what,
all your
like, I know a
success.
lot of people
Yeah.
who started making money when they started making money in their career. It wasn't until they started doing what they cared about. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I believe, yeah, I think you have to be passionate because if you're
Mm,
being, it's just like, why do it if you have to put on like a different, I don't know, a different personality I mean, sometimes that can work though too,
sure,
but
but like
yeah, if
some of the
you're not
happiest,
passionate,
yeah,
yeah, I get what you
you
mean.
passion is like first and foremost. You know?
Nice. Yes. Well, you're
Yeah.
very Scorpio. I'm also Scorpio, so we're definitely passionate as far as Scorpios are very, I don't know if you believe in that stuff, but
I
um
like it. I mean, I think it's all true? No, but I like it. It's very entertaining, and some of it fucking checks out. Some of it you're like,
yeah,
oh damn.
it does check out. Weird. Yeah.
When's your birthday?
November 11th, 11/11.
Damn, you're a fucking 11/11 Scorpio.
Yeah.
How
Born on
many
a full
bodies do you have in your closet right now?
moon. Born on a full moon, so that explains a lot. Yeah.
Damn, I've never. Do you know your birth time?
It was like 8:45 p.m. Oh yeah, I mean I look into the stuff and follow it. I think it all checks out. Like I'm kind of weird. I'm kind of new agey. I have the rocks and crystals in the back, so I kind of follow. I am psychic. I open my third eye. I just guess who's going to be playing the Super Bowl and put it on the internet. I'm weird, dude. I know I'm like a little weird, but
You should start gambling. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
trying to, man. Trust me. I'm
Yeah.
trying the best I can. So,
Where'd you
um,
grow up?
Washington D.C. area.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe
And
you're
you're from
maybe
New Orleans.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah.
And Theo
Uh,
Vaughn, who's my buddy, Theo's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
He's from there. Do you talk to Theo since you guys grew up in the same area?
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't see Theo regularly, but when I do see him, it's a good time.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I like Theo a lot. He makes me laugh hard. He's always been a funny dude. I mean, I haven't
He's
known him. I've only known him.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's awesome. Uh, and yeah, we're from like neighboring parts of the burbs, you know?
Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing my pod and chatting with you. It's been great and
Yeah.
congrats on all the success. And I look forward to like seeing you again in person and just following your career. And yeah, keep at it.
All right. I think I'm at the store tomorrow night.
Awesome. Cool, cool. I gotta hang out more. That's one thing. I don't, yeah, that's a whole nother. I'm like busy, but I do definitely need to like hang out with people more and get stage time, get the face time to get on,
Get it in. Yes.
All right, I'll see you later. All right, have
All
fun.
right. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
That this will never go wrong.